Hey guys, welcome into Gear and Gaming. My name is Don, and today we're going to go through if Battlefield 6 can run below its recommended specs. I've been seeing it online on the Twitters that this game can run like on a 1080 Ti, but that's kind of a old goated graphics card. I decided to do something a little bit different. I have a computer here that has the specs. We're going to throw them up on screen right next to me, but just in case you can't read it, it's going to be a Ryzen 5 5500, which is more than the 2600 that it recommends. But the 5500 is a good analog for these older CPUs as well, because it's still 6 core, 12 thread. It's PCIe 3.0. It doesn't have the greatest of L3 cache, so it's a pretty good analog for like a 3600. But the real kicker to this whole system is going to be that we're going to be using a GTX 1660, not a Super, just the 1660 with its 6 gigabytes of VRAM. Now, Battlefield 6 is a big game. It has some big graphics in it. Now, can this run playable frame rates? I'm not saying that it's going to run 4K or 1440 on this, but can you play on this? Well, let's find out. Now, first, we're going to throw up the recommended specs, and as you can see, to get 1080p 30 FPS natively, it's asking for a 2060 and a 2600, or a Ryzen 5 2600 for your CPU, 16 gigabytes of RAM at 2133. And here's the gameplay. And as you can see, we just did this is on the Empire State map. It's quite visually busy. So first, let's go through what we did our settings on. Now, we went through and turned off the auto settings, turned off auto preset, and we just went with low, which is kind of their performance setting on Battlefield. And then we turned off, we turned our field of view up to 115, but then turned off world blur and weapon blur and the chromatic aberration and vignette, in the vignette. And all those little funny things, just so we can get a clearer picture. And I actually play that way on my 9070 XT with those turned off, because it just gives you a better picture anyway. So I'm not doing that just to try and get more performance out of it. And you can see we're on Empire State, and Empire State is quite a busy map. There's a lot of stuff for the computer to render in. And unfortunately, MSI Afterburner doesn't work with this, but it's little and tiny up in the corner, and I will basically summarize it for you. Maybe we'll blow it up a little bit on screen so that you can see it better as it goes, but the basic thing is you'll see the CPU and the GPU there, and those are your limiting factors. The sim is just what the server's running at, so the server's running at 60 FPS, but that's not what you're seeing. What you're seeing is what your CPU and GPU can render. So it's to lower those two numbers, and as you can see, on low settings with this, our CPU, so that 5500 is actually our limiting factor in all this, and it's limiting us at about 60 FPS. Now, if you're running a budget system, and you can pick up a system like this for $400 nowadays, and you're running a 1080p, 24, 27-inch monitor, 60 FPS is not bad. It's gonna look okay. It's not gonna be high refresh 1440, or sorry, high refresh 144 hertz, but it's gonna look good. I mean, look at the gameplay. It doesn't look bad. It looks just fine, and it looks very, very playable. And you will notice at times that it's dipping below 60, but the spikes aren't too bad. It's not these huge, hard stopping lag spikes. It's just having to do a little bit more work, so you're getting dips into the mid 50s, but it's really good consistency on that, mid 50s to the mid 60s on the CPU, 60 to 70 FPS on the GPU. So I'm gonna say yes, a 1660 and a 5500 can run Battlefield 6. Is it gonna be the prettiest thing? Are you gonna get all the cool details? No. But can it run it? Yes. So if you want to play this game and you have an older system, go ahead and get it. Or at least, if you have the $70, spend the money on it. And if you don't like the way it looks on your system, refund it. Steam has a pretty good refund policy if you only play a couple of hours on it. We're doing pretty good. But that's all we got for you. Quick and easy. A 1660 can run Battlefield 6 at a playable frame rate if you're willing to be on low settings and 1080p. If you like this kind of content and you want to see more Battlefield content in general, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. We're going to be putting out lots of stuff on this as we come up with the time and the ideas, and we'd love to have you along for the ride. Till then, I hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, night, morning, whatever it is where you're at when you see this. Be well, my friends.